Right now, you're mindlessly scrolling, lost in an endless digital feed, seeking any flicker of novelty, completely unaware that 300,000 years ago, a moment of such unchallenged stillness was a death wish. Your modern brain expects constant input, instant dopamine hits from a screen. But for 99% of human history, downtime wasn't relaxation. It was pure, intense cognitive labor. Dr. Penny Spikens of the University of York highlights how ancient lives were cognitively demanding. Every rustle, every shadow, every berry, a constant life or death calculation. Your brain didn't get the memo. It's still running ancient survivalist code, starved for genuine challenge. You feel it, don't you? That low, constant hum of dissatisfaction when things slow down. The itch for asterisks, more asterisk. The quiet cue, the lull in conversation, that empty moment in your day. Your hand instinctively reaches for the phone. Your modern brain, wired for constant stimulation, screams for input. It mistakes stillness for stagnation, peace for peril. But for your ancestors hundreds of thousands of years ago, true stillness was not an option. A luxury they couldn't afford. A moment of untasked mind wasn't boredom. It was a lethal vulnerability. Prey could vanish, predators could strike. Their focus was constant, tracking, vigilance, tool, making, fire, tending. Every second was a survival calculation. The very concept of nothing to do simply didn't exist. Their existence was a perpetual task, a hunt for tomorrow. That gnawing feeling you call boredom today. It's not a flaw in asterisk you asterisk. It's an ancient feature, a deep-seated ancestral alarm, inherited from millennia of stay alive or die. Primal self-demanding purpose. Your restless mind, always seeking, always scanning. That's a legacy of survival, not idleness. Today, this ancient wiring hits a wall. The modern world provides abundance, but your ancient brain still demands more. For 99% of human history, downtime wasn't relaxation. It was cognitive labor. It wasn't Netflix. It was active processing of sensory data, memories, and future plans. Anthropologist Dr. John Gowlett, in 2016, researched Acheulean toolmakers, studying their complex stone flaking techniques at sites like Olduvai Gorge. Each flint knap required a complex mental map, pressure points, angles, material properties, planning, memorizing, anticipating flaws, and the next precise strike. Your modern brain's default mode network, active during mind wandering, is what allows for future planning, self-reflection, and creative thought. This neural pathway was honed by ancient demands, not by idleness. It was complex mental simulation, processing, and preparation, not simply doing nothing. Practicing scenarios, refining social strategies, remembering resource locations. Boredom meant lost opportunities, wasted mental resources, an open door to disaster. Imagine an Ice Age camp at Kostenki, 25,000 years ago. The brutal Russian winter. Winter darkness, biting winds, the ever-present threat of starvation. For 99% of human history, downtime wasn't relaxation. It was cognitive labor. Every quiet moment was spent mapping territory, predicting prey, or remembering edible plants. Your ancestors weren't bored. They were processing the world to survive another day. As anthropologist Brian Hare's research on self-domestication suggests, even social interactions were intense. There was no mental space for passive boredom, only active, urgent problem-solving. This relentless mental activity shaped your brain. It's why silence feels like a threat. No phones, no flickering screens, no distractions to numb the void. An hour of true, unthinking idleness. What would that cost? It meant forgetting where you cached vital food supplies, missing a subtle shift in the wind that signals migrating prey, failing to reinforce a weakening shelter beam as snow piled up, a child's cry for attention, unheeded in the darkness. Every moment was a chance to die, or to prevent dying. Boredom was a luxury no one could afford, not even for a fleeting second. It was a threat to the entire band, a break in the chain of vigilance. So how did they cope with this relentless demand for active engagement? They didn't cope. They acted. They evolved solutions. But what if your ancestor had indulged that quiet void, that fleeting sense of peace? A rustle in the tall grass goes unnoticed. A distant shadow misinterpreted. Your genetic line ends. Not with a roar, but with a silent, evolutionary delete. Your modern brain still interprets a lack of stimulus as impending danger, an existential threat. This isn't boredom. It's your ancient survival system screaming. There's nothing here. You are vulnerable. Storytelling around the fire, myths passed down through generations. Each narrative, a lesson, a warning, a way to reinforce collective identity and survival tactics. Elaborate rituals and communal dance weren't entertainment. They were intense social programming, reinforcing bonds and cooperative vigilance. Child rearing was a collective, intensely engaging effort, never a solitary chore. Mothers, aunts, grandmothers, sharing knowledge, ensuring the next generation survived. Every moment of interaction was critical to transmit survival skills. Tracking animals across vast, silent landscapes was a meditation of vital importance. Learning the signs, reading the whispers of nature, a constant cognitive puzzle. This wasn't a choice. It wasn't a lifestyle preference. This was an evolutionary calculation forged in the crucible of scarcity. The genes that demanded purposeful engagement, that dreaded idleness, they were the ones that survived, that reproduced, leaving you with their restless inheritance humming beneath your skin. The brain that dreaded boredom, that demanded engagement, that craved problem-solving and constant contribution. It didn't update to the digital age. You feel that itch to scroll. It's your ancient brain, demanding work, not mere distraction. Your boredom isn't an empty void. It's a signal for meaningful processing. Your prefrontal cortex yearns for it. Stop feeding it junk, food content. Instead, give it the hard-earned mental sustenance it truly craves. Actionable step 1. For 15 minutes a day. Just think. No input, no music. Pure, unstructured thought. Let your mind wander. Solve a problem. Map your day. Process that anxiety. This is ancient cartography. Step 2. Engage in low-stakes pattern recognition. Puzzles, gardening, even sorting laundry. Your brain evolved to find hidden connections, anticipate danger, track subtle changes, feed that primal instinct. Step 3. Physical movement with purpose. A cognitive walk. Observe, name. Identify potential threats or resources. Your ancestors didn't walk aimlessly. Every stride was a data point. Reclaim that embodied cognition. This isn't a choice for comfort. It's an evolutionary calculation to quiet the ancient hum of dissatisfaction. It's still running ancient code, repurposing its primal directives. From crafting a spear to designing a skyscraper, the drive is the same. From navigating a forest to building global networks, the mental wiring persists. The same neural pathways, repurposed for a world of perceived safety and abundance. Your constant pursuit of more, new, better, that gnawing feeling, that need to learn, to create, to contribute. It's not simply ambition. It's the echo of a prehistoric imperative. Stay engaged, stay alive. Survive, adapt, evolve. Every single moment mattered. But in a world without saber-toothed tigers or freezing winters, your ancient operating system struggles to find a purpose for that restlessness. So here you are, back in your room. Comfortable, warm, safe, predator-free. This isn't about productivity. It's feeding your ancient brain the deep processing it craves. In minutes. A focused task, even brief, silences internal clamor. New neural pathways spark, strengthening your sustained attention. After weeks, you'll feel less urge to escape. Attention span expands. Your ancestors evolved complex skills through focused, generational effort. Months later, you reclaim your mind. Deep engagement isn't work, it's flow. You're tapping into the survival mechanism that built civilizations. Your brain didn't update. It still runs ancient code, demanding meaningful input. You feel that itch to scroll, that hum of dissatisfaction. It's your ancient brain, a legacy of relentless, demanding processing. Your brain didn't update. It's still running ancient code, expecting challenge. For 300,000 years, this deep, focused attention was pure survival, mapping every curve of the river, predicting prey movements, deciphering winds. Every quiet moment wasn't peace. It was a furious calculation for another day. Your boredom isn't an empty void. It's a primal signal. A hunger for meaningful processing, echoing across generations. That discomfort you feel, it's the unbroken spark of survivors. The legacy of ancestors who dodged extinction, not with comfort, but relentless engagement. The only true waste is an unengaged mind. Feed your primal need.